So I will warn you, I am an Amway salesman when it comes to the GI Bill, right? I hit soldiers up in HRC, not when they're going to the bathroom, but when like in the parking lot, they're fair game. And so why the GI Bill? Well, there are really three flavors of GI Bill. There's the legacy program called the Montgomery GI Bill, active duty, which has its lineage back to the old World War II GI Bill. And that came into being in the 1980s, 1985 timeframe, 1980s. The new kid in the block, the second flavor is the post 9/11 GI Bill, which I think most soldiers are familiar with. And Sarah Palmer, I hit you up with that when we first talked. I said, "Did you transfer your benefits?" So
100%. You asked me right away.
I did because and there's a third one called the Montgomery GI Bill Select Reserve, which is available to the reserve component soldiers. Of all three of those flavors, the post 9/11 is the only one you can gift to your dependents, and it is an incredible benefit. It is right now a $9 billion program just to post 9/11 alone by itself. That's a year, $9 billion a year.
Goodness.
That is a freaking lot of zeros, right? My wife, I'm not only the branch chief that runs that program, but I'm also a recipient. So I gifted my GI Bill to my wife, and she went to law school, and that was $160,000 education in which my family, got paid for her to go to law school. I don't know any other incentive, even bonuses that will do something like that. So it is an incredible incentive. And we're going to dwell mostly on the post 9/11 because the Montgomery GI Bill active duty program is scheduled to sunset in 2030. It's going away. And then only in some rare cases does it pay more than a post 9/11. And 99% of the time, 99.9% of the time, the post 9/11 GI Bill will pay about twice as much as the Montgomery GI Bill. That's right. Use your teeth. Love that. Field.
I was sitting here fighting it forever to put it open.
That's hilarious. It's awesome. I thought I was the one that did that.
My fault.
But anyway, so it's an incredible. I'm passionate about this program. Army is family to me. So, and we are the functional proponent for the Army, for the regular Army and for the reserves. The National Guard, my counterpart, Don Sutton, runs the Guard. And we get to see, not only do we process all of y'all's requests when you transfer to your family, called TEB requests, transfer requests. We do the evaluations at our end. We get to see all of the soldiers who run afoul of the program. And it breaks our heart when they either they're not eligible because they waited too long to transfer, or they didn't complete the program's requirements and they either lost the program, or worse yet, if they violate the program, just like a bonus, there's a recoupment piece if you fail to meet the obligation. And that's averaging but like $42,000. But we've seen it as high, right, Eric? As high as like 180K.
Yes.
Oh my
and it
gosh.
hits the soldier when they're getting out. So you just retired or you just got out, and for whatever reason, and you didn't complete that 4-year additional duty service obligation, and you just got hit with a $180,000 bill that the VA and the IRS are now going to recoup from you. That's not pleasant, and there's nothing we can do to help that soldier. Because
that's terrifying.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say there is, we administer the GI Bill programs, all three flavors. We support the VA in administering the Montgomery GI Bill active duty and the post 9/11. Their VA programs are under Title 38. We support the VA on the Army side by administering it. All services have like our counterparts over in the Air Force, the Marine Corps, Navy. So we are part of a larger DoD community that supports the VA by administering that one small piece of determining eligibility for our service. That makes sense? But everything else, all the mechanics, all the payouts, all that stuff is on the VA side. So what else by the way, Mr. Rain, that was my dad. So Ray, that every time I hear Mr. Rain, I'm like, I'm in trouble. Eric does it to me all the time, and I start looking over my shoulder. And by the way, Eric's secondary
I can't help it.
Yeah, I know. Eric's secondary duty assignment is keeping me out of trouble, and so is Derek's, by the way. That's it.
Okay.